Hello, McDude here. If you haven't heard by now, War Thunder Tanks has now gone into open beta. And odds are you have heard that by now, because by the time I finish this video and get it uploaded, it'll probably have been in open beta for about a week. Because I'm so slow at doing these things. But anyway, I had a suspicion that they were getting ready to go into open beta soon. And the reason I thought that was I got an invitation to close beta. And let's face it, like I said in my last video, I only did one of the challenges. I didn't buy a tank pack. I don't know what I was shooting at there. Probably a anti-aircraft gun or something. But anyway, I didn't buy a tank pack. I was the last person. I didn't even expect an invitation. And really, if you're asking me, do you close beta, you're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel. So I knew they were going to go to open beta soon. And you know, I had a feeling in my last video that after I put it up, I watched it, and I thought to myself, you know, I had a feeling I might make some people angry by merely mentioning that I was in the had been invited to close beta, because, like I said, I'd done nothing towards it. And I kind of figured I would get my first argument there, but I'm still too. This is still too small of a channel. It still has too little of an audience for arguments to break out. But anyway, it's in open beta now, and that's a good thing. And because it allows more people in. I had read somewhere there were like 70,000 people in the closed betas. If you're going to have that many people testing, you might as well make it open. But anyway, here we are in the T-26. And just a little FYI, they've changed a few things. They've made some changes going from closed beta to open beta. First, of course, all of our tank progress was wiped, which I expected. And that's fine. Although, it was kind of funny, when I got this tank, it still had the number on it from when I had played it last time. And when I finally unlocked the ZIS 30, it still had the number on it from when I'd played it last time. So it's kind of strange. You unlock the tank, it's already got the number on it. But that said, none of the advancements, none of the modifications that I had achieved, all that stuff was wiped, which again is fine. The tank acts a little differently. The turret seems to be a little slower. The transmission, they've done something with the vehicle's driving model, because it drives better. It's more responsive in the way it drives. It drives faster. And it maneuvers better. But the turret is very slow to turn. I don't recall it being this slow when I first started playing it. Here I've sighted a Panzer III. Is this where I saw the Panzer III? Maybe it's further up. Panzer II, sorry. Maybe it's further up. I did sight one. No, this is where I was having problems with the transmission. It was slowing down and acting a little clunky or something. See how it rolls back? I know what that's all about. That's a ZIS 30 up in front of me, trying to deal with something. And he disappeared. Or drove away, I don't know, but he suddenly magically disappears. And that leaves me to deal with the Panzer II, because this 30 just disappeared. I don't know what happened. That's a 20mm going over my head. But anyway, this turned into a bit of a complicated fight. That Panzer II disappearing in the dust, hiding behind the dirt. The 45 millimeter gun that comes with this is just not very good at dealing with things from long range. And the Panzer II knows it. He also knows I have a slow traverse rate because he's taking advantage of it. And I don't know how I took damage from shooting my gun. I didn't see anything hit me here. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I end up in a turning fight with this tank, which must be damaged because as he gets closer, he can't shoot at me. So he's either having a problem reloading or he's got damage. So we end up in a turning fight with each other. I never thought I would get into a furball with a tank, but that's exactly what happened. And it takes a while for my gun to reload, but I'm having to turn it to turn the vehicle to keep the tank on target. I take him out, and he's a real vehicle. As you can see, I'm having an issue trying to turn my turret around here. There was one thing about tanks, one improvement I would like, and that is, you know, with airplanes, there's a base. You can always return to your base and land. And in doing so, you can then repair, rearm, whatever. Now you see, I got tricked in the game. I thought I took that hit from the front, and when I look behind me just there, I see a Panzer II shooting at me. I see a Panzer II. I didn't know at that point it was shooting at me. I thought it was the one that I damaged. And I thought these hits were coming from in front of me, well, which is now behind me. I didn't think they were coming from where I had taken out the other Panzer II. And it wasn't until I started to leave, even in the real game, this is a replay, even in the real game, I had the camera pointed behind me because I was convinced that's where the Panzer II was. And then I passed this guy, and there he is, and oddly, I can't see the guy that I disabled. So I start zigzagging the tank, but again, I'm looking behind me, and I accidentally start to climb up a hill. I lose all my momentum. And of course, you know, he smells blood. And I can see I'm about to get into another furball. This is the second furball I've had with the tank. And that looks like it came off of yet another direction. And unfortunately, my tank is more durable than I really care for it to be. I mean, durable in the sense that it just won't die and let me move on. It sort of sits here all incapacitated, getting rammed, with this guy driving around. And he must be having issues reloading because he's not shooting very fast. He's taking his time. And he's relying on ramming me a lot. He keeps maneuvering around, bumping up against me. And so I'm guessing he's partially damaged as well. So you've got all these crippled tanks out there trying to take each other out. And which is why I kind of think there should be a base somewhere where you can go to rearm and repair. Otherwise, you end up with all these disabled, damaged tanks. You know, driving around at lesser capacity, just engaging each other. Because normally I would have pulled back after that first fight, but I had no choice. Because I got nowhere to go to conduct repairs. And yet another tank shows up. So, here we're at the beginning of another fight. And I'm a person, I believe that, you know, if you've got a lot of people complain about people who sit in the back and snipe. And no, most of the time it doesn't work. And you shouldn't stay back there any longer than you have to. Pardon me. But I say if you've got a shot, take the shot. You know, if you think you got a shot, take the shot. You know, and if you got to take time to learn ranging, because ranging takes a while in every tank, then it's certainly helpful to learn the ranging. So, and that artillery barrage started just as I left, and what we were shooting at was a flak panzer. And one thing I had learned in the closed beta test was that anti-aircraft guns, those anti-aircraft vehicles, I had gotten the gas, whatever truck, anti-aircraft gun before closed beta ended, and those things can really dismantle a light tank. And they can do a lot of damage with medium tank. But this time around, I decide to try to stay up with these other T-26s. The thing about the T-26, or any light tank, pardon me, is that you there's strength in numbers. You really want to try to stay up with the other T-26s. And since I've got two here and they're sticking together, I want to try to stay up with them. So I first try to get a beat on that flak panzer, because they're more of a threat than you would think. But they obviously, that guy was just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs about artillery barrages. The flak panzer kept sending artillery barrages our way. And as you can see, they were pretty dangerous. I already took out that guy. And I think that guy, got hit. There was a Panzer III out there too, or yeah, Panzer III out there. So I thought I had a shot. I took it, but then I had to get away because there was another artillery. The flak panzer was saying another artillery barrage. So I've lost. That's 20mm coming in from the flak panzer. So I've lost my other two T-26s. There's a 20mm coming at me again. And I just decided to pick up the speed. And then I decided speed is life, I just gotta get out of here. So I go behind this hill. I go blazing in. And a Panzer II shows up. We start bringing the turret around, try to bring the tank. I should have turned the tank into him as well. I should have done it. And he got a beat on me, and there you go. But it was fun nonetheless. A lot of these early battles turned out to be very fast battles. This one was unusually long. Another one of the nuances of this game is that everyone's got T-26s now that, and everyone's got Panzer IIs now that the game's gone into open beta. Every game was just populated with these things like crazy, which was kind of fun. You probably won't see that again. Anyway, this is my first game under open beta testing, and I hope you enjoyed it. We got a few others coming in. And if you like this video, light up that like button and please subscribe.